Yo, monkeys, it's me, DDP, the king of Bada Bing, the master of Damager, the three-time world champion, WWE Hall of Famer, founder and CEO of DDP Yoga. Good God! And you, monkey, well, you're listening to 5 Moves of Doom. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
And now, the 5 Moves of Doom podcast and 5mod.com present The 5 Mod Show.
Welcome back, ladies and gents, to the 5 Mod Show, our weekly roundup of the craziness that is happening in the world of WWE. My name is Ben. I am your host, and joining me, as always, is the ever-present, yet somehow not in the studio, Rockstar Jack Dillinger, everybody.
Oh my goodness gracious me! It is good to be in Gloucester.
Yeah?
And we'll be fine, Ben. We'll get through it, ladies and gents. We'll get through it.
Big changes at the 5 Moves of Doom, but we are ever present, and we will.
Yes.
We would not fail to deliver for our loyal fan base. Crazy week, then, man.
Crazy week. Back in England.
Yeah.
Full shebang. Back in England. The arena was packed, man. It was nice to see.
Yeah.
So that was all good. And a certain Mr. Benjamin went to see.
I didn't go to Raw or SmackDown. I went to a house show in Sheffield.
Yeah.
You know what I realised when I was there?
What's that?
Is that no matter how much we love it, it is very, very, very much aimed at children. Aimed at children.
Was it like a kid-friendly show?
Yeah, it was very. You've got Robert Roode. He was playing up to a fan in the front row, and like they're literally, you know, the whole saying of kissing babies and just hugging fans. It was just like that, and it was a bit like, oh, I still enjoyed it. It was still awesome. I still popped out of my mind to see Pete Dunne and Walter and fucking Becky Lynch defend the title again. That was my only thing, my only real criticism. The opening match was Becky Lynch defending the title against the Raw title, against Lacey Evans and Tamina in a triple threat match. And I'm like, well, there's only one reason Tamina's in that ring, isn't there?
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the main event?
The main event was Braun, Roman, and Seth versus Bobby Lashley, Baron Corbin, and Drew McIntyre.
Oh, fair play.
And it was 15 to 20 minutes of Seth selling his ass off in the ring, getting the hot tag to Roman. Roman Superman punched everyone, gets cut off, makes a hot tag to Braun. Braun kills everyone and wins.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was the heat on Baron Corbin?
Not that much. As in, it wasn't bad. As he got heat, he got booed. He called himself Sheffield's favourite son and all that, and it works. But the two things got me that night. When I'm sat there and I'm trying to enjoy it as a fan, I'm going out taking my little sister. She's having a lovely time, and I'm trying to enjoy it as a fan, but I still have to sort of be whatever it is we are, Jack, on this podcast. Yeah. And I sat there and I'm thinking, I thought to myself, number one, there is no doubt in the world that Seth Rollins is the man. His entrance was amazing. It was impeccable. The crowd popped like mad for him. There was kids screaming, like literally all the cliches, kids screaming, girls crying, a lot. When his music hit, the place erupted. And he came out. I don't know if he does this everywhere. He doesn't do it on Raw or on TV. But all the lights, when his music hit, all the lights went out. And there was like a couple of spotlights going around the crowd, and there was 3 spotlights like on him as he walked down, and he kept doing this thing. You know, when the bit giraffe throughout his music, there's some little gaps where it goes quiet. He kept doing the cut sign with his hands, and then he would point forward, and the music would carry on. And he got up onto the turnbuckle, and he got to that bit of the music again, and he did it again. He did like the cut for no music, and the music stopped, and it didn't come back on because he was at the ring. but the lights stayed down. These 3 spotlights stayed on him for another 3 minutes, and he just stood on that turnbuckle, and the crowd went mental.
Oh,
and I thought, fuck me, he really is the
biggest pop
man.
of the night then for Seth.
Yeah. Well, maybe joint, because the other thing it got me, and I'm sat there and I thought, I cannot for the life of me figure out why Braun Strowman isn't the man. Because the only other pop that came close was Braun Strowman. When his music went off, they went mental. And he power walked to the ring and he did his usual thing. And there was no theatrics, there was no extra bits, there was no, oh my God, take my breath away sort of thing, like with Seth's entrance. Obviously, Seth's came a bit later on. But Braun was just over as hell. The crowd loved him, absolutely ate him up. Absolutely fantastic. And I just sat there thinking, everything that's happened with Braun's booking, why isn't he the man? Why isn't he the guy?
Still getting reactions like that.
Why isn't he the guy that they're going to strap the company to, or turn to him and Seth and go, you two, you're going to take this to the next level, and just let him go for it? Put him on SmackDown and make him the champ on SmackDown if that's what needs. If you don't want to take it off of Seth, but I just thought storyline booking wise, it needs some work. But in terms of being a character and being an event, he was absolutely fantastic.
Awesome, man. What about Roman?
Roman did get a good pop. In fact, he was not. There was like maybe 4 or 5 guys behind me who clearly thought they were funny, tried booing him, and everyone just went, nah, mate, just enjoy the show. These guys, they were there all night, and they were there just to take the piss out of the show. And I was like, well, you've paid 40 quid a ticket. Like, like, grow up sort of thing.
Yeah.
Roman would have seemed better if his entrance was sandwiched in between Braun and Seth's, and Braun and Seth, the pop for them two was just so good that Braun sort of paled in comparison. Not Braun, sort of paled in comparison. It was a really fun night. Although my sister she had her mind blown a bit about how she thinks I can predict things, because this is the other thing. I will get to the links in a minute, guys. This wasn't what the show was going to be, but as I'm talking about it, there was a really weird bit in the middle of the show. There was a 6-man tag team match, where the Singh brothers and Jinder Mahal, and I said to my sister, if it's fucking Lucha House Party, I'm going to the bar. And it was Lucha House Party, and I went to the bar. I didn't miss the match because they were taking ages in their entrance, but the match happened, and Lucha House Party won. And Jinder Mahal walked out on the Singh brothers. He sort of waved them off, went, oh, I'm done with you, and walked out on his own. And then the Singh brothers got on the mic and was like, oh, no, Jinder, come back. We can be better. Look, we can do this dance thing. And they were doing this Bollywood dance.
Yeah.
I said to my sister, I went, who's going to interrupt here? And I couldn't figure it out. And it was the Riot Squad.
Oh, man, I've seen this
sent
on
out
thing.
Ruby Riot and Liv Morgan, just them two. And they sent them out, and they got a massive pop because of it. And they got in the ring, and they did this. Each one of them, one of the Singh brothers, did this Bollywood dance with them. As sort of like, and then as they went to move away, pulled them in, did a sort of SDO sort of thing, and knocked him out. Got a big pop for attacking the Singh brothers. And I was like, oh, they're working face. This could be interesting. They were in a tag team match against Ember Moon and Bayley, and they was working heel again 30 seconds later. And I was baffled by it. Do you know what I mean? I once went to a house show where years ago, before he left, where Drew McIntyre worked face because he was in the UK. That makes sense to me, right? He worked face at this show because he was in the UK, and CM Punk was slagging off Skegness, is where I watched it at the time, and he came out to get the Heroes pop. But I could not work out for me why the Riot Squad came out as as faces, and then worked the match heel. It was baffling.
I've got no answers.
Well, I don't think anyone has. That was the point. The other thing is, it was a Raw show I went to, but half the rest were SmackDown stars. So they obviously haven't changed their touring schedules yet, have they? Right, they
Sings, man.
What? Why? I don't.
Poor Sings.
The Singh brothers, man.
Yeah, been doing things on 205 Live. Right, let's get these links out of the way.
Yes, guys. Right. That isn't what we're here to talk about, although we were always going to talk about it. We are going to be talking about Money in the Bank. But before we do, make sure you head over to your chosen social media platform of choice. Jack?
Twitter.
So make sure you follow us at Twitter at 5mod_podcast to keep up to date with us. And then wherever you're listening to this podcast now, make sure you leave a like, leave a share, leave a follow. Tell your nan, tell your sister, tell me about my own podcast. I would be grateful. When you've done that, make sure you head over to 5mod.com to make sure you keep up with all of the wrestling news. We do try and keep up to date with all of the news we can, but we have got some very interesting things on there as well. Opinion pieces, the odd occasional list, some a very unique way on reviewing Raw, SmackDown, and NXT every week. NXT review written by this sexy MFer right next to me here. Oh, it's not, he's in Gloucester. And when you've done that, we launched something towards the end of last year, and I've been forgetting to plug it. So, we are on Patreon.
Oh, we are.
To show support to the team, or even just send us just a message of thanks, a message of gratitude. Make sure you head over to patreon.com/5 Moves of Doom, and you can go over there and have a look at some of our awesome reward tiers. Wow.
Patreon.
Wow. We are on Patreon. I'd completely forgotten about it until I got an email from Patreon yesterday. I was like, oh, yeah, that's us.
Yeah, that's
Money in the Banks tonight, mate.
It sure is. I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm hyped. I didn't realise we had 10 matches.
Yeah, I always like a card with 10 matches, man.
It's like, what? 10 matches? Where did that come from?
And the matches, the card looks decent as well.
The matches, there's one or two questionable ones.
Yeah. Well,
but hey, what can you do? You can't have 10 quality matches on the show because then. So, should we just start at the bottom of my list and work our way up?
Yeah, as we always do, man.
We always do. Right, let's get this one out of the way because it's on the pre-show. We're living in a world where Daniel Bryan is on the pre-show.
Oh my god!
I feel like we've come full circle. You know what I mean? Daniel Bryan and Rowan will take on the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
Wow. Bizarre, man. Bizarre.
Usos, who are a Raw team, by the way.
They've got nobody else on SmackDown. That's why. That's
it, isn't it, really?
I think we're both going for D-Bry and Eric Rowan.
We are, yeah, definitely. There is no other teams on SmackDown, but Daniel Bryan and Rowan having them belts makes them feel a bit more legit than if just the heavy machinery had them.
I completely agree. I was really nicely surprised by Bryan getting them and Eric Rowan.
Yeah. It just means he can be in the spotlight. They can raise the profile of that belt, and he's not clogging up the main event scene.
Exactly.
Where we can get some other stuff going on it. It should be pretty good. Miz versus Shane in a steel cage match.
Oh, who won at Mania? Shane won it. Shane won at Mania. I can see this feud continuing. I really can, even though Shane's got 1,000 things going on. I think it's a hot feud at the minute, man. I really do. I think they're doing well with it. I'm going to go with a Miz win.
You're going Miz win. The thing is, I'm torn because I think part of me thinks it will continue, and we'll probably get a payoff at whatever next month's pay-per-view is. Stomping Ground, are they calling it this year? And that'll be a payoff, and there'll be some sort of story about Miz defeating Shane in his Stomping Ground, and it'll be a match that Shane's known for, which will be some sort of jumpy-offy thing match.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I think that they want to put Shane and Roman in together.
Exactly what I was thinking.
I think that's why we've had these teases and stuff. I think they want to put Shane and Roman in a program. For that reason, I'm going to say Miz wins tonight, because I think it'll be the end of the feud, and I think we'll just go on with Shane versus Roman, because I think we'll go straight onto that match now. I think Roman will beat Elias.
Yeah. Unfortunately, unless Shane gets involved in that match.
Shane could get involved in that match to set up the Roman and Shane feud going forward. Can I just say, if you take the Roman and Shane stuff on its own, not including the Miz stuff and everything, it's quite a good program.
Yeah, I think both are. I really do. I think they both could continue. I mean, I'd love to see somewhere down the line Roman, Shane, and the Miz costing Shane and igniting that feud again. I think that'd be great. But
It's one of them feuds they can always fall back on, I think, because don't get me wrong, it's false emotion. There's no emotional ties there really, but there is an emotional connection between the two. Like you can always fall back on Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens because of the emotional story that you've got there.
Who'd have thought of that?
Yeah.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Shane and Miz.
Well, what can you say? Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay.
Exactly. What's next, man? What's your prediction? We're both going with Shane.
I'm saying Shane. No.
No,
I'm saying Miz. Yeah, I'm saying Miz because I think it'll be the end of the feud. And Miz will win with some big spot, like he was storyline supposed to at Mania, but obviously he forgot where his shoulders land. Tony Nese versus Arya Daivari.
Tony Nese, man.
Tony Nese. Nice little first Oh, I've just had a random thought. Why hasn't Cedric Alexander been on Raw?
Oh, that's a very good point.
Where's he been? Where's Buddy Murphy on SmackDown?
Is he injured?
I don't think so. Last time I saw him, he lost clean to Cesaro.
Oh, he did, yeah.
I don't know. If anybody knows the whereabouts of Cedric Alexander, feel free to let us know. Tony Nese, he needed a nice, simple win in his first defense.
Yeah.
Daivari's going to be the man to do it.
That's precisely my thoughts. But I am quite looking forward to this match. See what Daivari's got on a bigger scale.
I don't get me wrong. I don't watch a lot of 205 Live. I do watch a bit of it. I don't get Tony Nese.
No, I'm not.
Is his gimmick? I've got muscles.
Yeah.
Weird, isn't it?
But he's good. He's very good in the ring. I'll give him that. But so are a lot of guys on 205 Live.
That's the point. That's the thing, isn't it? 205 Live is where the talent is, really. So
it's not. I don't think he's got a great character, but
no.
Go prove us wrong.
That's it. That's exactly it. Prove us wrong. Samoa Joe versus Dominic Mysterio. Sorry, Rey Mysterio.
Oh, Samoa Joe, man. Oh, always the hidden gem in everything.
I'm worried for Joe, mate.
Yeah, so am I.
He needs to start doing stuff and not just being there shouting at people's relatives.
He was doing it, though.
He's very good at it.
I would have cried.
This isn't leading to Joe versus Dominic, is it?
You know what? I'd so much love it if it was.
I know Dominic's training. He's training with Lance Storm. And I know Mysterio has applied for a trademark for the Prince Mysterio name, which would be a great way of carrying on his dad's legacy.
Yeah, I like that.
But no, not straight to main roster.
Oh, no, if it was just a proper squash match and they could come back to it like a couple of years down the line, then yes.
What, like plant the seed and then Dominic can come back 2 years later when he's ripped and trained and like, remember what you did to me. That's interesting. I don't think Vince has got that much foresight to book that.
No, he's going week to week.
Hour to hour, if you please, some people.
Oh, yeah. I hope Mysterio don't win, but I kind of feel for Rey because he's not, ever since he's been Raw, he's just been fed to Joe. But
I feel like this match is only happening because he was injured at Mania and they had to do the quick match.
Yeah.
And I think on that respect, Joe's probably gone, look, give me one more match with Rey. Because we never got to do it. He's probably looked up to Rey for his career and that. And
yeah.
But let me have a proper match with him. And Trips has gone, don't worry, I'll have a word with Vince. And he's come back and gone, yeah, but you got to squash him in 2 seconds again. You can have a match with Rey. You can have a match with Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio.
I'd love to see it go like 15 minutes. But it's not, is it?
It's gonna at some point. Joe's gonna put Dominic in the Coquina clutch, isn't he?
He's got to, man. He's got to.
That's what's gonna cost him the match. I mean, Mysterio wins.
Is it title on the line?
I think so. Don't quote me on that, but I think so.
Oh no, I can't even see it. Screwy finish. I'm gonna go with Joe win.
Joe win. I'm going Mysterio. because I
hope
think
not, but
I think it'll be Dominic will help his dad get the win somehow. I don't know how.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think it's there yet. I think they could easily continue it and go down that road. But at this
Thing is
minute
that
in time, I think Joe's just a bit too strong and hot for Ray.
I would like Joe to retain it because I think Bray would be very good at focusing in on Joe first with his some new Slipknot mask. But I think the storyline, I think they'll put it on Mysterio. I think they're going to give Mysterio something to say. Oh, thank you for coming back, sort of thing. Because he's not really done a lot since he's been back.
Yeah.
And that's probably the story they got for. This is going to be a contentious one. Becky Lynch versus Charlotte.
Oh, here we go.
What, we'll do Becky Lynch versus Charlotte and Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans because I think the results are going to be interlinked.
You go first.
Becky wins both.
Explain.
Just imagine the look on your face. I think she's going to... It depends on match placement as well, who goes first.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Becky and Charlotte first, and Becky will beat Charlotte yet again. Because I think that's sort of the story you've got going on. Because if Becky and Lacey's first, and Lacey wins, and then Becky and Charlotte's first, and Becky wins, then it's sort of like Charlotte. You can't even beat Becky at half strength anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So you need to do Charlotte first, and let them two have the 5-star classic. Which I'm sure
that's a good point. If they have a good 15, 20 minutes and Charlotte really leaves it battered and bruised, then that's your excuse for Lacey Evans potentially beating Becky Lynch for me.
See, there is that, but the other thing is, if they have Becky and Charlotte go first, what if Lacey? Because there's been a bit of contentiousness between Charlotte and Lacey, a little bit. I think Lacey gets involved. Maybe cost Charlotte in not meaning to. I don't know. I don't like that. I think Becky will beat Charlotte. I think Becky will beat Charlotte clean in a great match. I think it'll probably be my match of the night with the matches without the toys involved. And then later in the night it'll be Becky versus Lacey. And I think then we might see the screwy finish with maybe Charlotte being because her thing is she's obsessed with Becky. I got it the other day. I've moaned about a promo style was still questionable in some respects. This week was very, very good. I think because Charlotte's whole gimmick is that she's obsessed with Becky and she just wants to be the man, she wants to be the queen, and she needs to beat Becky to do that. And I think that is a very good story to tell. And that, because remember I said I'm more than happy to do Charlotte and Becky again, but give me a reason why. That's your reason why. So I think if she beats Charlotte clean and then later on in the match try and get one up over Becky, she tries to cost her the match to give Lacey the belt, but Becky fights them off, retains, and then Lacey is pissed off with Charlotte. You can do Lacey and Charlotte for a couple of months because of the wild card rule, and then come back later on.
There's so many things you could do. I think this is great now looking into it.
Yeah.
I think you could potentially. I love that. I love that idea, but also you could go with Lacey and Charlotte screwing each other.
Yeah.
Like Charlotte's first, Lacey comes down, tries to screw Becky, it's Charlotte, and then Charlotte gets thrown back later in the night and Becky walks away with both titles. I like that idea as well. And then you can have that feud as well. But for me, I am going to go with, I agree, I think Charlotte and Becky kick off the night. But I honestly think Lacey Evans is going to walk away with the Raw title.
You really think?
I think she should. I really don't, but I just have that feeling.
I'm not. I know that Lacey's not really getting over. She's not really landing because they've got her this character of this sassy southern debutante thing. Yeah. But they've not really researched into. They found out a little bit about what that sort of character is, and then pinned that to her. They've not really gone. I don't feel like she's somebody that's done the research on this sort of character and has thrown her life.
Wouldn't that be on her? If they say, look, right, there's your gimmick, wouldn't that be on Lacey to go and research it?
But it's creative that's writing the promos.
Yeah, I suppose.
If she's writing her own promos, then it's on her. But one, you won't let Lacey. If you don't let Seth Rollins write his own promos, you're not letting Lacey Evans. And two, like, be better. But I think I like Lacey Evans. I think I saw her on Thursday night. She was very good. She got a bit of a pop in a negative way. Like, she got the heel heat.
Yeah.
But then Tamina came out and we were all like, oh, fucking hell. And then we all just got disinterested in them.
£40 for this.
Because it was obvious that Becky was going to make Tamina tap. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Although there was like a little 4-year-old lad two seats next down from me just going, come on, Becky. Like, I turned round and he sort of looked at me, and in his eyes, I was like, oh my God, that is the innocence of wrestling that I want back, where it's all real. It was all still real to him. And he's there just under his breath going, come on, Becky. Come on, please, Becky. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's amazing. I think Becky retains both. You're going for Becky and Lacey.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Becky to beat Charlotte and then Lacey to beat Becky.
From a outside of creative standpoint, why would they release 6 T-shirts that say Becky 2 belts on them and then drop one of the belts?
They've done stuff like that in the past, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. I know they have. I just thought playing devil's advocate to your point. I think for that reason, by the way, I think that's one of the reasons she'll retain.
Yeah.
The moniker of Becky 2 belts, it fits so well. It's really well. Do you think we're getting a little bit of a hangover with Becky Lynch now? Yes,
I really do. But they could easily turn it around again.
Oh yeah, I just think they didn't really have a plan for after she got her moment, did they?
Yeah.
Hence why they've gone back to Charlotte. It's just like, oh shit, we need something. What's good? Charlotte's good. Right, Charlotte, you back. Personally, done Romus and Elias. Let's do. We're blazing through these, man. Let's do KO and Kevin Owens and Kofi Kingston.
Oh, KO's been good, man. Been really good. I heard the other week that he didn't actually want to turn heel, which was really disappointing.
Yeah.
But I've got to go.
Didn't he say that he didn't want to, but when he did, he thought it was the right thing to do?
Something like that,
yeah. I think he sort of went, oh, I didn't want to turn heel, and then realised, shit, I don't want to get into trouble with the office. But it was a good decision.
I don't think it's there yet for Kevin Owens to win it.
I agree. I think they've booked Kofi too strong. Not in a bad way. I just think if Kofi just loses now, all that booking's for nothing.
Exactly. So yeah, I think Kofi's been a really good champion as well. I've got to say.
Yeah.
Quite impressed with it. They're being really careful how they're booking him as well. They're booking him to have regular matches in his delivery in them matches as well.
Yeah.
So it's making the titles seem really relevant and prestigious and great. And who'd have thought Kofi Kingston is the man to do that? But you got to say, from my point of view, it's one of the best title reigns so far I've seen in quite a while. It
is, because for the first time in a while, and I know AJ had that year-long title run, and that was a really good title run. But I think that your title only looks as strong as you book it, and at the minute they're booking it as the top prize.
Yeah.
Because the Seth and AJ match, which we will move on to shortly, that is for the Universal Championship, and they've made a point of saying that there is for the Universal Championship. But if you look into their promos and the video packages that they made about him, it's all about how, we've never met. Like, who's the better man? I'm sure I can beat you. I'm going to beat you. There's never been. I feel this match is happening because both men want to know who's better, not because one of them's the champion and one of them wants to be the champion.
Yeah.
And for that reason, what that adds to the WWE Championship side of things, that makes that feel even better, which it should. The WWE Championship should be the top belt.
Yeah, I agree.
So Kofi is doing amazing work with it, and the good thing is, how Vince works is if you keep doing brilliant work and you keep working hard, you will keep getting them spots. And the other thing is, this got pointed out to me on Twitter for a very good friend of mine. He pointed out the fact that Kofi was that guy who was never meant to win it. Like, Vince had never thought about giving him an opportunity because he didn't think he'd be able to do it at the top. He's now got that opportunity due purely to fan support and is delivering every single week. Do you think that's going to open Vince up for more guys like that getting them sort of pushes?
I'd love to say yeah, but I think we've been here in the past once or twice, and I have to think if he's going to do it, he'd have done it by now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'd like to think that the success of Kofi is going to sort of maybe think you can look at guys like Sami Zayn and go, yeah, Sami's earned it. Sami can be good at the top. But like you say, Vince likes what he likes, doesn't he?
He likes his guy. I don't think Sami Zayn's that far away. I really don't. He's delivering.
He was brilliant on
we
Raw.
had a big podcast episode the other week about Sami Zayn, so
We did, yeah. So go back and listen to that one. He was very good on Raw. I just hope he doesn't get pulled into the whole Drew McIntyre's mates thing.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But maybe he won't. Right. Let's do Seth and AJ, and then we'll do the Money in the Bank matches themselves. This is the match that 5 Moves of Doom has been calling out for. One of us thinks that AJ's the best in the world. The other one thinks that Seth's the best in the world.
This is the literal dream match, man. This is
For us, man, this is what we've been talking about for years.
It's just a shame it's happening. Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
I honestly think this got to continue.
You think this is going on?
It can't be another AJ Nakamura though, where it's like 10 matches.
I think it's not going to continue, and I think there's a very good reason why there's not going to continue. I'll say this: I think Seth's going to retain.
Yep, so do I.
I think you'll have a 5-star match for 20 minutes, maybe even half an hour with these two, because Seth's got the boss's ear.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be an absolutely fantastic match. We will have a phenomenal forearm reversed into a fucking stomp somehow. Can you reverse the Styles Clash into the curb stomp?
I bet Seth can, and AJ will find a way.
I bet they'll find a way. It'll be counter after counter, near fall after near fall. And then Seth will win and stand up tall. But then I think the winner of your Money in the Bank match will cash in. And I think that'll be Drew McIntyre.
It's a possibility, man. It's a big possibility.
I think at time because do you know what? This is my thinking, and I'd love to be able to sit here and think creatively, and like how like Vince will think, and how Creative will think, and how Triple H is going to think, and try and get in their mindset and figure out what they think they should do. But what I do think is, I think, shit, how do I protect the people we need to protect? And Seth and AJ can't go into a 3-month feud because it will be Nakamura again, because they aren't going to want to put one over the other and have the other one lose momentum. So it will be 50-50 booking for 4 months, and we'll get nothing out of it. The only way to protect both guys is to keep them away from each other for a bit longer. Yeah.
I was going to say that it could be the end and then come back to it at a bigger time.
Yeah. End it, and then, I don't know, Rumble. Let's get it going for Mania.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
The match. I think McIntyre win the Money in the Bank. I think he'll cash in immediately the first chance he gets tonight, and McIntyre will leave as champion. We do the Summer with a heel McIntyre as champion, and then you don't get the rematch rule, so Seth can go on another quest to get the number 1 contenders back. AJ Styles can say, I've never fought McIntyre, I want a shot at him. He can go off into his own feud. And all 3 of them can go their own separate ways and come back at a later date. And I think it's a very good way just to mix up the Raw card so we don't get the same stagnant stuff every single week. Who are you picking for Money in the Bank?
I am going to pick the same guy you just picked. But I'd love to, like I said, I'd love for Almas to win it, but he's not going to.
I had queried whether Sami Zayn would win it, because he's obviously got support backstage, but I don't think he will. Because I think Braun's going to take out Sami, and that'll be his feud going forward. Unless it is someone like Andrade and Braun takes out Drew, because he took him out of the match, and then that's his program going forward. But I am going to stick with Drew McIntyre, because I think just putting the briefcase on him is going to make him look amazing.
Yeah, I think it all makes sense. Vince is a big fan. He is in line for this big push, and I think this is where it happens.
Yeah.
It's all straight. It's straightforward, but
for too long we've had Drew is the muscle of such and such group. He's Dolph's mate. Oh, he's Braun Strowman's mate. Now he's Baron Corbin's mate. Now he hates Roman.
Is Baron in the match?
No, I don't think he is he?
Is he not? Sure he is.
One
Sure
sec.
he is.
Maybe he is.
Baron Corbin to win it?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Imagine the heat, man. Imagine the heat.
Do you reckon? It would, mate. It'd kill. People would not be happy.
God. It'd be so good. If Baron Corbin, if Baron Corbin won it, man, I'd love it. I really.
If Baron Corbin's in the match, they're going to do that moment where he goes to win it and McIntyre pulls him down, and then McIntyre goes to get it and Baron calms him down, and that's going to be them. But them when then to dissolve.
Yeah.
He is in the match. Zayn, Ricochet, McIntyre, Corbin, Ali, Balor, Andrade, and Orton. One of these things is not like the other.
Great match, man.
Oh, it will be. I think it'll be one of the best. And that just leaves, I don't know why we've left this one to last. This has worked out weird. The women's Money in the Bank match. And I want to hear what you think first, sir, before I weird you out with my choice.
Just remind me of who's in the match again.
Oh, I just put my phone away. It is Natalya, Dana Brooke, Naomi, Bayley, Mandy Rose, Ember Moon, Carmella, and Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross replacing Alexa Bliss this week, who has suffered another concussion.
Is it another one, or is it the reoccurring?
It's another concussion, from what I've read, from what I've heard, and from who I've spoken to.
I mean, it's annoying, but you can't be annoyed at an injury. You know what I mean?
No, you can't risk putting her in the ring. The weird thing is I think the thing I'm thinking about is about how many concussions has she got to have before WWE say, do you want to be Raw GM permanently? I don't think they'll. I think she'll have to retire at some point. Yeah.
I'm worried. I'm really worried about Alexa at the minute. I'd hate to see her retire. Hate it.
The thing is with Alexa, I think she suffered from the same thing as Charlotte a little bit, is that she's become defined by the championship title picture. So when she's doing other stuff, it doesn't make sense.
No, because I agree before she got injured. But when she come back at the Rumble, it was nice to see her back and stuff like that. She got a big pop and stuff like that. So I think she did come back. She's going to be completely revitalized and completely new again. It's like Oxlade-Chamberlain for Liverpool. He's been out so long, he's going to feel like a new signing. You know what I mean? And I think that's going to be the same with Alexa Bliss should she come back.
Yeah, but
it's just such a shame if she does have to retire because of the potential she has. Still got left.
The thing is though, she's constantly on TV, but they don't take her off TV. So will it feel that fresh when she gets back?
I think so. Because she's never in a match and she never, wrestles. So
fair enough. Who's you pick to win Money in the Bank women's?
Dana Brooke.
Do you know what?
What?
Me too. Genuinely.
Oh my god, man.
Genuinely, I think it will be Dana.
Yeah.
Because they're doing something with her. She's got character all of a sudden on TV. She's jumping off the top of ladders. She's falling off the top of ladders. She didn't jump, did she? But I think that's it. I think Dana Brooke. She's because do you know what would if they cash in one tonight or in the next month, they won't cash in the other one for a long time.
Yeah.
That's sort of the general gist of how WWE work. It's bad that it's predictable to that extent, but so I think if they're just thinking we don't really know what we're going to do with the women's Money in the Bank briefcase, give it to Dana. Let her have her moment tonight, and then she can just carry it for a bit. And then if they decide 3 months down the line, I should have put it on Nikki Cross, have a match where Nikki Cross wins it off her. They did with Kennedy and Edge, didn't they?
They did.
So they could just, and then if they decide, you know what, Lacey Evans was women's champion, she's not getting over. For a bit, we need to get the title away from her. Have Dana cash in. And it's just a way for things to happen. And I think it's a very, very good choice. And I think that if you went to the bookies, they would offer you very good money on Dana Brooke right now.
Is she? I just worry if she's a draw. You know, imagine her cashing in. Is she a face or a heel at the minute? I'm not sure.
But isn't that good? The intrigue. What's she going to do? She had a chance. She did have a chance years ago. Can you remember when she was Charlotte's bitch?
Yeah.
She had a chance. They had a really good chance to write a story where she overcomes her and she stands up to her, to the face of this woman that's been bullying her and taking advantage of her, and stands tall at the end of it. And they didn't write that. And I sort of think that was a missed opportunity because it wouldn't have hurt Charlotte, but it would have helped build Dana Brooke as this likable sort of figure where we all think, oh, we've all got a boss like that who's been a dick to us. It's the reason we all loved Austin, because we all want to punch our boss in the face. Do you know what I mean? So I think it would have worked, and they didn't do that. So I think now you've got a chance to actually do something with Dana Brooke. Do something with Dana Brooke.
I don't think she's a face at all, though, man. I really don't. I think she's just not very likable for me.
But that they can fix that with booking. Make her likable.
Yeah, it's just it was the constant moaning of like everybody's getting opportunities and stuff like that. It's like, come on. But yeah, I think Dana Brooke's gonna win. I just somewhere down the line, I'm wondering if she's gonna be the draw that the title needs. I think Lacey Evans is, more of a draw to me, but then again, she's been booked like that.
Yeah, that's it. The problem with Dana is that when Lacey came in and started doing stuff, yes, she'd been around for a little bit, but this was new and fresh and we hadn't seen it before. With Dana, we've seen her do nothing for 3 years. So it takes a lot of booking to get her there. But I think, why not try it? No one's ever going to get to that point if you don't give them a chance to get to that point. It goes back to the Kofi thing. He probably never thought Kofi would ever get that chance, and he did, and he took it. So maybe she'll surprise you, and Dana will be months away from Dana Brooke being the biggest thing in wrestling.
Wow.
Maybe
you're right.
Maybe Vince Russo once booked himself as champion, so anything can fucking happen.
But yeah,
that was Money in the Bank, guys.
Have we got any dark horses in this one?
What, in the women's?
I can't really pick one because there's a lot of dark horses in the men's. Like anybody could win it, and you'd be like, well, I'm not that shocked about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they could put it on Nikki Cross to further whatever story she's got with Alexa, I suppose. Natty's there to fill the numbers. Naomi's there to do something athletic. Bailey's you wouldn't call her an underdog, would you? But they could put it on Bailey.
Yeah.
Just as a way of saying, look, we've probably got something for you down the line, but not right now. Do you know what I mean?
I think Bailey would be a great choice, but I'm going to go with Dana.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Dana. Right, guys, that was our picks for Money in the Bank. Let us know down below in the comments who you think is going to win which matches. Who do you think? Do you think we're going to see a cash in tonight? That's the question that we're asking now. The guys at home. Do you think we're going to see a cash in tonight? Do you think we're going to see one, Jack?
I hope not, but I think you could well be right, and Drew McIntyre could cash in.
He's not really a pick his moments sort of guy, is he? He's very.
No,
I'm going to kick the front door in, leave you this briefcase, and take your title.
Yeah.
No, it's the sort of thing. Now, this is going to be an interesting segment, guys, because me and Jack have had very little contact this week as he made his big move to Gloucester. But a certain team got a team name this week. So let's go to Kari Corner.
Oh, ladies and gents, it's the 4th installment and the first installment in my new home away from home. But SmackDown Live this week. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. But Ben is in fact right. Kairi Sane and Asuka are now called, brace yourselves if you don't know, the Kabuki Warriors. Oh, yeah. Reports suggest that they come up with the name themselves. That's what Paige said on Twitter, but I don't believe it. I'm sorry, I don't. I just think Vince come up with it, and Paige has said that's trying.
Vince has got no idea what Kabuki is, and you know he's not.
But it's still, I can't see them coming up with that. I really can't. I agree with the internet for a change. Like anything, the Pirates of Tomorrow was great. Anything, I don't even think they needed a team name. You know, they didn't really need one. But if you're gonna have one, don't make it that. But anyway, it is what it is. We've got to get behind it. We've got to push forward with it. They are the Kabuki Warriors, even though it's god awful. And they took on Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville in a decent match. They got 10 minutes, a solid 10 minutes. The whole segment got 10 minutes. So that was good. I still don't. Paige cut a promo just before, and the Iconics was on commentary again. Paige's promo was still lackluster, calling him the future of the women's division. Well, if you look into logistics of that, well, Asuka's like 38. Or 38. She's like, well, she is about 38, I think. Something like that.
Yeah.
So, but they picked up the win over Mandy and Sonya in a finish that was a bit, kind of surprising. Like, Asuka rolled her up and they were shocked. And I was like, well, I suppose they wanted to keep Sonya and Mandy looking strong. So that's the way it could go. And Iconics on commentary was, again, hilarious as normal, but takes away from the match a little bit. It's a real shame that we're not going to see this on Money in the Bank, even on the pre-show, I think. Yeah. But I still don't even think they know what they're going to do with it. I really don't. Because it still is triple threat, three-way kind of thing. They're throwing this, they're going to be the next tag team champions down our throats that much. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Can I, not about Kairi and Asuka, but can I just ask, do you think they regret in bringing up the women's tag belts?
At this minute in time, it looks like it, yeah.
Because I think they made them and had these big plans, and I think they made them for Sasha and Bayley. And then was like, right, well, we'll drop them down to the Iconics, and then we'll have a program with the Iconics and Sasha and Bayley. Now Sasha's done whatever Sasha's doing, and that's not happened. They've done nothing with them, and I think I feel like they've just gone, I can't bother. We shouldn't have done that. So I think they're just going to leave them on the Iconics forever.
Forever. They're going to retire.
You know what I mean? And we'll be sat doing this podcast in 3 years, or on YouTube or on wherever, going, do you remember when the Iconics had them tag belts? You'd be like, no. I went, they did. They beat Sasha and Bayley. And then we'll be there Googling online. You'd be like, oh, God, they were the tag champions, weren't they? Whatever happened to them belts? Oh, Hornswoggle got them as well, like he did with the Cruiserweight. I just think that's my taking it. I didn't see Kairi's segment this week, so I can't really be much help for you for this week. I had a lot of stuff going on with the website and stuff, so I didn't see it. So I've just got your word to take on it. If it was all right, it was all right. If not, it was.
I'm really happy with the length it got. Really happy.
Did she look all right?
She worked the majority of the match. Asuka got the hot tag. She got beat down. That's how it's going to work. That's how you'd think it'd work. Looking at the tag team itself, that's how you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's always going to be the one to sell her arse off. But, really happy with the length of the match. I'm just not a massive fan of the finish, but I understand they still want to keep Sonya and Mandy looking strong.
Especially as Sonya's... it's not Sonya, Mandy's in the Money in the Bank match now.
Exactly. It was a cheap roll-up, and they looked surprised, and I can't believe it, that kind of thing, so...
Yeah.
It's just looking forward is still my issue.
I think that from Monday on Raw and SmackDown this week, we're going to see storylines go into overdrive now. You got to think a lot of people have been in. You've lost 12 members of the roster, 16 members of the roster straight off the bat by the 2 Money in the Bank matches. Then I kind of think with the Superstar shake-up going on and the wildcard rule and whatever Vince has dreamt up this week, it's sort of like Mania to Money in the Bank is sort of a non-month, and then on Money in the Bank we can kick off, and that's when the year starts, I think.
Yeah.
And that's it. Right.
So, there it was this week, ladies and gents. Thank you for paying attention.
Guys, there is no small package this week as Chris devoted his time to doing his Money in the Bank predictions, which were uploaded earlier today. I'm sure you've already listened to them and listened to what Chris and his friend, is it Dan, I'm sure you've heard what they've got to say about Money in the Bank, but we have got just enough time to do one question from the fans. Sorry if your question didn't get read out this week. We do get lots of questions sent in, but as we did a whole episode last week devoted to questions, I thought we'd only just keep it back to the one this week.
Yep.
Especially in the week that Bray Wyatt debuted his real new gimmick of crazy clown guy, which was incredible. Absolutely incredible. It's very up in the air at the minute. Are we going to get a new Kane, or is this a new Boogeyman, or whatever? It's so up in the air. Question from me to you first, Jack. Do we see him tonight? Is he going to appear?
Not for me.
No?
If you say yes, I'm interested to see what he'd do.
I don't know whether they'll just have a new segment, and it'll be like, for the sake of argument, he's going to be on Raw, let's say. And they'll just do a pre-recorded segment like they've been doing when he says, on Monday, I'll be there. On Monday, you'll have to let me in. And then that's him saying, on Monday, I'll be on Raw. Or he's going to pick off someone in the Money in the Bank match to launch a feud. But that's what he did last time, so he can't do that.
I just think now we've seen it, I don't have to see it again until he's here.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. So I exactly as you say, I don't want to see him pick somebody off in the Money in the Bank because it's just, you'd expect that. And again, with a pre-recorded segment, now I've seen it, I want it. So I'd just lay off it and then have something on Raw that's going to blow
do
it.
you think he's going to wrestle in that mask?
Yes. Right.
You
because
think
it's that tight to his face and it's mouth moves and everything. I think it looks to me like he's going to wrestle it.
I think there's a possibility we could get tonight is that maybe he takes someone out of the Money in the Bank match beforehand, and then he enters himself into the Money in the Bank match.
Wins!
And wins. Yeah, that's a distinct possibility.
If Bray's in the match, man, he's winning every day of the week.
Yeah.
Don't
and instead of carrying around a briefcase, he just carries around the box with Mercy the Buzzard in it.
Don't put that evil on me, man. I love that so much.
That's what Vince is going to do, man. You know he will. Right, the question we've got sent in from Marcus Cresswell on Twitter was, do you think Bray will wrestle soon, and who would his first feud be if you were going to be booking it?
Come on then, Mr. Booker. Give me something.
Samoa Joe.
Sell it to me.
I think there's one thing that Bray sort of lacked throughout his whole, let's call it his first run, was like any sort of validity. Like he won one championship, didn't he? And then he won the tags. But even then, it felt odd him winning the title. His character never needed titles, but at the same time, he never had an end game. Like, you weren't going to kill these people you were going after. You weren't going to aim. You weren't going to torture them. Do you know what I mean? So what were you going to do? Was your whole idea just to beat them in a match? This time, I think you need to go in strong and you need to stick to it. You need to go in high. He's not going to win any of the two big belts because they're wrapped up in what they're going to be. But the United States Championship would be a perfect belt for him to grab on the off. So I think tonight, if we see Mysterio and Samoa Joe end, and that's the end of it, then Monday night, he could appear to Bray. Not Bray, Joe. He appears to Joe. And it's not even about Joe. He just fixates on that belt. And the Firefly Funhouse, he needs toys in his Funhouse. He needs to make the Flies happy. And he's just saying to Joe, just let me in. And then they have a really good match and he wins. And I think then he makes that title his own and he carries it. You know how you always think of MVP with the United States Championship? I think it could be like that. Can't find anything else for him to do.
I'm going to go with a different way. I am not going to have him wrestle. I'm just going to have him basically play the company part. I'd love to see that. Just attacking randomers.
Would you have him have a following?
No, I think he's gone past that now. Is that demented with the mask on now? I just think nobody would dare touch him.
I think I'd give him a following, but the following would be all in his head.
All right.
Yeah, just like he thinks that he thinks he's got these loyal legions and legions of followers, but he's not. That's what I think. That's what I think would be a good edge to him.
Yeah.
Do you think,
Does he go back to the sweatshirt guy?
This is what I've just been thinking actually, as I was talking to you. You want him to just rip through the turn up on shows and destroy people.
Yeah.
I'd have him do that, but then in the Firefly Funhouse, like, be interviewed back, like somebody's coming to interview him or something, or have Mercy Buzzard or Anna Witch, whatever, say, "What did you do that for?" And he's like, "Oh no, that wasn't me."
Yeah.
I mean,
he has
just
no recollection of it at all.
I know. The whole thing is he's harnessed this and he knows how to use it. But when he's Mr. Rogers' good guy, he can be like that. Like, no, that wasn't me. That was the other guy.
Yeah.
He knows about it and he can remember it, but he's like, no, that weren't me. Like, you got to forgive me. I'm sorry. I used to be a very bad man. I'm sorry. You know, like he's been doing. And then, like, literally, the next night on SmackDown or the next week, he takes out Roman Reigns.
Yeah. He's got to be booked so well. Like, I would have him tear through the company and then take the title undefeated, and then he gets in a little thing with like Vince or something because he's so concerned that nobody can stop him. I mean, he's gonna sound like an unbeatable fucking monster, but I think that it just needs that now.
Yeah. So, do you think the other thing is? Do you think we're going to see a new finisher?
Yes, I think
he
he
can't.
needs it.
He can't keep doing Sister. I mean, Sister Abigail will just be part of his moveset, I think, as a signature. But you can't. This character's got nothing to do with Sister Abigail, so he needs a new finisher.
Yeah. Does he have new music? I think that's also a must.
His new music will be the music that played when he unveiled his mask. It's sort of like a music box version of his Firefly theme, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which I think would be good. I'm very intrigued. I kind of want to see him come out tonight just to see what he'll do.
Yeah. But that's why I think they should lay off, because I think the payoff is bigger on Raw.
Yeah.
That is my take on it.
Well, thank you for your question, Marcus. I hope that answered it for you. That is about all the time we've got for you today, though, I'm afraid. So a big thank you to Jack for joining me all the way from Gloucester.
Sunny old Gloucester as always, man.
And a big thank you to you guys at home. 5 Moves of Doom does not happen without you guys. We make this because we know that you like to listen to two random guys on the internet rabble on about wrestling. There are a lot of wrestling-related podcasts out there, so taking an hour out of your day to listen to us does mean the world to us. If you could head over to patreon.com/5 Moves of Doom and check out our reward tiers, see if anything takes your fancy. It would mean the world to us. Absolutely no pressure to do that. If you do just want us to show support in a different way, it's not going to cost you any money. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you get us followers on Twitter and on Facebook. We will be back later next week to talk about Money in the Bank and what happened at it and who's got what and see what goes down. And make sure you keep subscribed to the podcast to look out for our brand new series, Curtain Jerking, where we get guests on to book their perfect 7-match wrestling pay-per-view. The first episode is live now with Amir from the Wrestle Plug podcast, and that was a very, very good episode. And we've got more excited episodes planned in the coming weeks. Until then, I've been Ben, and here's been Jack, and I shall see you later.